What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Life in General podcast. My name is Nick.
I'm Ian.
I will say that if you're watching this on YouTube, give us the old thumbs up and all that fun YouTubey stuff. And if we don't have any strange video issues or data issues, and this actually does see the light of day, this should be available on all your podcast sites and all that stuff. What's going on, Ian?
Not a whole lot.
You were just getting ready to tell me something before
I was just, I'm thinking about switching to Tidal from Spotify.
Why is that?
I don't know. I've heard that, Tidal's gone down in price a lot, first of all. It's more comparable to what
they've
Spotify
got,
is.
so they still have the same tier they always have. I think they've got, I don't know. They
You can get the lossless still for like about $15 a month, which is about what I was spending for Spotify. Whereas when Tidal first came out, it was like $30 a month.
So that's still like it's supposed to be like a farce. It's supposed to be, I don't know.
It's probably like high def audio.
Yes.
The problem is that specifically with like Android operating systems, it still, even with lossless, it still compresses a little bit. So I don't feel it's necessary to spend the kind of money that it costs for the high def audio, whereas I can still get mostly lossless audio, which I'm getting from Spotify, but the same thing.
That's from a lot of the stuff I was reading about it is it seems to be more than just a little.
No,
I
watched a video where a guy did an actual like test, and most of it was very, very minimal. So.
Well, the problem is they don't have. I guess you used to be able to connect a DAC connect like straight to the Spotify app, but they no longer allow you to do that.
There's workarounds for that because he mentioned that in the video too. But
so it goes.
It's way more effort than I want to put into it because I'd much rather have either a digital library of high def audio or physical media anyway. So
I was talking to somebody about this at work a couple of days ago, and she made a comment. I was talking to one of the nurses I work with, and she made a comment about how she really likes this like newer artist. He does like this like, it's not country music, but it's like blues rock country-ish like kind of mix, like Chris Stapleton kind of music. And Chris Stapleton, I love Chris Stapleton. He's like one of the few country-ish kind of artists that I really do like. But she said she was really disappointed because this artist's music was on Spotify and then it was gone. And she's like, well, what am I supposed to do?
Well, there's ethical issues too with Spotify. I mean, there was all that hubbub about the CEO donating money to military AI situations and stuff like that. But they're also allowing ICE ads on their stuff too.
And on top of that, there's like, thousands upon thousands of AI created songs that are being uploaded to Spotify every day. Like there's lots of stuff going on with Spotify that I've had issues with for a while now. And I've even done videos about it on the YouTube channel. But like going back to like her point though, and that's something that's been an issue with not only Spotify, but all music streaming platforms and really all streaming platforms in general, Netflix and all of them is you really have no control over your entertainment, right? Like she likes this artist. He only has one album that's out. It's no longer available on Spotify. Right. She's like, what am I supposed to do?
Well, go buy the CD.
And that's what I told her. I said, go on his website. And it was like, she went on his website, on his merch store, and there's nothing available. I was like, well, go on Bandcamp.
I was going to say, if he's only got one album, he's got to be on Bandcamp.
It is available on Bandcamp. So I said, that's cool. You can go on Bandcamp, buy a digital copy of it, and then, you can, listen to it that way. And that kind of took us down a whole different, like down the rabbit hole of like, this is why you should own
physical media or your own digital catalog.
This is why you should own your entertainment. Right. Whether it's digital copies of music or physical copies of it, or even like movies. That's why I've been going to, and this funny thing is for a long time I said, I like buying records and CDs, but I didn't really see myself getting back big into, buying physical movies, but.
Well, and you can buy movies digitally too.
Yeah, and I do have
where you buy them from. Sometimes you're only buying a license to watch it on their platform. Yeah. And if you get rid of that platform or that something happens, they lose a license, you could lose that movie even though you bought it.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I didn't see myself getting back big into buying physical movies, is because I do have a large digital library of movies that I've because I had a lot of DVDs. I had a very large DVD collection, and I ripped them all and sold them years ago. And I still have all those copies. Yeah. Even though I know you're not supposed to do that, but whatever. I bought the copy. I bought the movies.
You made backups.
Yes, I made backups. They're
starting to change the wording in those FBI warnings that you're not supposed to do that either. But
I know that, but I don't care because I bought the movie. It's not like I went online and I wasn't illegally downloading movies. I made backup copies of the movies I had. Right. Okay. So I do have all of those movies, even though I don't really watch them. And that's kind of why I started buying Blu-ray, because one, they look better than anything I've got digital copy-wise.
It's kind of like back in the day when DVD was first coming out, and you could tell so much of a difference between VHS and DVD.
Oh, for sure.
The same difference with Blu-ray to DVD.
For sure, especially older movies.
Yeah, black and white looks beautiful in HD.
Yeah,
I mean, just it doesn't even matter what movie it is, they just look great.
Yeah,
they really upgrade well.
Yeah, I remember there was what was I watching? Mandy and I were watching the first Friday the 13th movie. It was like a year or so back. And that was from what, late 70s?
1980.
Was it 1980 when the first one came out? Yep. Whatever. We were watching it, and it looks like it was just released. Yeah. That's the clarity of that Blu-ray. I mean, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's what sold Mandy.
The same box set
that's
from Scream Factory.
And that's what sold Mandy, and she was like, okay, fine. I'm fine with you buying these movies.
Right. There are occasions. It depends on what the upgrade process they use. There are times where it doesn't transfer.
Yeah. What was I watching?
In fact, the Friday the 13th 4K has had some complaints about the video quality. Even though it's upgraded to 4K, it's apparently had some clarity issues.
Yeah, I think it's Chasing Amy. I think I've got Chasing Amy on Blu-ray. Like, I've got all the Kevin Smith movies except for Dogma on Blu-ray. I think it's Chasing Amy. It doesn't look great.
It's still got to look better than DVD.
It looks better than DVD. It doesn't look a lot better than DVD.
So the
problem, and it's not consistent. That's my problem.
I was gonna say with a movie like that, even though it was a slightly popular movie, it was hugely big. It's big amongst the Kevin Smith fans. Yeah. But it's not like a big marketable movie, so they're not going to put a lot of money into the upgrade. So it probably was just a minor upscale from the DVD that they did for the Blu-ray.
And that's kind of some of the things I've noticed is it's not always necessarily it's not always just it's not consistent across movies. Right. You'll notice it from scene to scene.
Yeah.
So
that's why sometimes I'll hold out for like the special editions and even though they're more expensive. Because they're going to get, generally speaking, if they're going that far to do that, they're going to put the effort into, do the good scans, at least a 2K scan.
So I'm interested to see this new. I mean, I shouldn't say interested to see it. I saw the new 4K version of Dogma in theaters, and it's hard to say. It's hard to tell a difference in theater.
Right.
So I'm interested to see how this looks. At home on my TV,
right? Compared
to the DVD version of it, so we'll see. Yeah. We'll see how it looks because there were a lot of really mixed reviews for the theatrical version of it.
Really?
So, yeah. Did you see it in theaters?
No.
Mandy and I went and saw it.
I didn't even honestly. It completely skipped my radar.
Yeah.
When it was out. So.
Yeah, Mandy and I went and saw it when it was in theaters. Yeah. So, and it was good. It's a great movie. I mean,
I wouldn't say it's his best movie, but it's up there.
Yeah.
So
it was, it was one of those movies where I don't know. It had been a long time since I'd seen it.
Yeah.
And then going back and watching it, it was like, oh man, like so many like classic parts of that movie.
Yeah.
But it's great to be able to have a new like upgraded version of it finally.
Well,
after all these years,
for him to be able to get the financial benefit of us purchasing those physical copies because Harvey Weinstein owned it and he wasn't going to let it go.
No.
So Kevin Smith was kind of screwed on that.
Yeah.
now he's not, which is nice.
Yeah.
And hopefully Harvey Weinstein is getting screwed daily.
Yeah. Well,
probably not, but
it's probably not. There's really no honor among thieves, but I know people people like to say there is, but there's not.
He's probably not even in a real prison.
He's
anyway.
probably not.
Yeah. It's a blue collar, a white collar prison.
Yeah, but I will say that so I know it's been a while since we released an episode. Mm-hmm. We've recorded episodes since then. We've recorded a couple of episodes, but we've had some technical difficulties.
User error.
I wouldn't say user error. I would say it was technical malfunctions, I would say.
Okay.
Because it was an issue because we were recording on my iPad, and it was an issue with my iPad. It was, and we recorded 2 episodes, and then I went to go edit those episodes, and there was no sound. It wasn't no sound. There was like data loss in those videos. Like,
okay.
I couldn't even edit them.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I so I ended up having to just scrap those 2 episodes, and then we went to go record again, and then we tried to record a different way and
had audio issues,
and that was more of like a
we didn't even get to the recording stage.
No,
it was like just hours and hours. Well, a couple hours for me, a lot of hours for you.
Yeah,
trying to figure that situation.
Yeah,
out.
but it looks like. From right now, it looks like it's
recording.
If
you're seeing this, it must have worked out.
Yeah, if you're seeing this, it worked. So
yes, and if you're not, then
it let
us know. Let us know what you think. Anyway.
So what else is going on, Ian? I know that. Did you see today? Was it today? Well, recently, I know that there's been this big like implosion within the Republican Party. It seems like
a little bit.
You got Marjorie Taylor Greene.
You know what's funny, and this is the funniest part. So last week, she was actually on Bill Maher's show.
Okay.
And he called her out for still supporting Trump and all that. But she's been very vocal about this the Epstein files being released. Well, she goes, I disagree with him on this, and I want these files released, but I still support him. He's the president. Blah blah blah. And then not even a week later, he turns on her like that. Yeah. Which, I mean, we all knew it was going to happen because he turns on everybody.
Yeah.
As long as if they stop kissing his ass, he turns on them. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, you had to know this was coming.
Yeah.
The second you went against him on anything.
Well, part of me kind of feels bad for her. Part of me does not, because she's
a terrible person.
I wouldn't say she's a terrible person. She's a politician. And she took advantage of situations for the last several years,
right,
where Trump was attacking his critics, and it was very, it was, it worked for her politically to rejoice and jump on his coattails when he attacked people, when he doxed people, when he called people out, when he...
So every waking moment of his life. So
basically, yes. And now she's on the other end of it. I feel bad for her because I do agree with her 100%. I mean, Donald Trump, from everything we've seen over the last several years, it looks like there is credible evidence that Donald Trump appears to have been having some kind of relations with very underage children.
Yeah. Possibly as young as 14.
Yes.
From what they're saying. Which, I mean, it's just disgusting.
And with the number of comments I've seen over the last week of, well, where's Bill Clinton at and all this?
I don't know why they keep bringing that up.
If Bill Clinton is in this, fry his ass too.
Yeah, the what about?
I don't understand this.
Yeah, when you're talking about like political lying. What about, fucking Bill Clinton lies, no one gives a shit. But if you're talking about diddling children, fuck, hang him.
Yeah.
Let them, they all go down.
If you are raping children,
yes.
Fry them all.
Absolutely.
And I don't understand, like, the hoops people are jumping through.
Well, it's cognitive dissonance across the board. And it always has been. I mean, not to say that our side isn't guilty of it too, but we're less guilty of it than that side is.
15 years ago, less than 15 years ago, Republicans were shooting up a pizzeria in New
I
York
know.
because they
Hillary
thought,
Clinton was running a pedophile ring.
because they thought the Clintons were running a pedophile ring in this pizzeria, and now their president
is potentially guilty of doing that.
Yes, and one of the Epstein victims was a participant in one of Trump's pageants. My question has been, even before all this came out, I've always wondered if he was in some way trafficking women through his pageants.
He might have been, and through Mar-a-Lago, because he made a big stink about Jeffrey Epstein stealing one of his workers.
Yeah.
So it's possible that he was probably trying to maybe even set up his own little gig through Mar-a-Lago.
So is it possible that he was even, trafficking women? This is a lot bigger than... There's at least enough evidence there for there to be some kind of large-scale investigation, which we're not going to get. By the way, I will say that when they raided Jeffrey Epstein's house, there were lots of videotapes because Jeffrey Epstein videotaped everything. Yeah. There were cameras all over his apartment, all over his house in New York, all over his house in Florida, and all over his island.
Yeah.
There was lots of hard drives and CDs that were taken with hours of videotape.
And how much of you
that has never seen the light of day?
Right. And how much of that do you think is still in existence?
That's a good question. And this is not just towards Trump. This is towards, there's lots of powerful people.
Yeah, I have a feeling, this is just speculation and hypothesis, and I don't care, let them all fucking burn, but I have a feeling that we could, if all this came out and legitimate indictments were dropped and everything else, we could be looking at a really big house cleaning of the entire U.S. government.
Yeah.
I mean, not 100%. I mean, we're talking maybe 25, 30%, but that's a huge amount of people that could probably end up going down because of this.
And it's not just government. It's rich and powerful people across.
Yeah, I mean, the entertainment industry. Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
It's not. It would not be good for the Illuminati and the Grand General. I say that tongue in cheek, obviously, but it's gonna be scary if it actually did come to light.
Yeah.
But as far as Trump's concerned, he just needs to ride this out for the next 3 years. Because he'll disappear after that. Or he'll be dead. I don't know. I just don't want him to die before then. Because I don't want J.D. Vance as president.
Yeah, I don't see him ending. Like, I don't see him making it to the end of his term.
Alive or out of jail?
I don't see him. Like, I don't think Trump. First off, Trump's not going to go to jail. Not going to happen.
Right.
Trump's not going to jail. Not within his term, right?
Well, no, I'm thinking after the fact, but yeah.
And I think he will either resign or something is going to happen health-wise that's going to be, he'll either have to resign because of his health, or I think he'll die in office. I don't see him making it to the end of his term.
I don't know.
Especially since I think he's had a stroke, first off.
Yeah. He's definitely not looked well many, many times this year.
Yeah.
But J.D. Vance, man, he scares me more, actually.
Yeah. And
just on a political level. I would imagine that I don't think J.D. Vance is the same type of evil that Donald Trump is in terms of what we're talking about, the Epstein stuff.
Yeah.
But he's evil. He's a political evil. That just I don't know.
I will say that J.D. Vance is more of a politician,
which could be more dangerous than Trump. Yeah. Honestly, if you know how to play the game. The problem is that does J.D. Vance have?
Because here's
if Donald Trump goes away, does J.D. Vance inherit his entire MAGA following?
Yeah,
I don't think he does.
I don't think he does. I don't think he does.
That's the only thing that saves us.
I think he inherits a good chunk of it. But I think the big difference between the two is Donald Trump doesn't really, I don't think he gives a shit about politics.
No.
He doesn't care about any of it.
He doesn't.
The only thing he cares about is power and money, right?
And protecting himself from all the evil deeds he's done.
Yes. Burying his skeletons.
Yes.
Where J.D. Vance is a politician, and I think he cares more about power as being a politician and maintaining that power as being a politician. So I think he looks at actions done as a president differently than the way Trump does.
Right.
So that's why I don't necessarily think he's more dangerous as a president, because I think he's dangerous in a different way, but I think he looks at the world and he looks at the presidency different. Whereas Trump looks at the presidency as just a means to an end.
Cash cow. Yeah.
It's a cash cow.
Yeah.
And J.D. Vance, I don't think, looks at it that way.
No. Well, I mean, he probably does, just but from a different perspective, more political perspective.
Yeah.
Because what is power without the money?
Yeah.
But
it's definitely been interesting to watch this infighting within the Republican Party.
Yeah.
And I think it's only going to get uglier the more that.
Well, this Epstein shit's not going away.
Yeah.
At least not unless something chaotic happens.
But the funny thing is about it is, Trump went on True Social talking about how this is
a Democratic problem.
A hoax, a Democratic hoax.
Right.
It was the Epstein family that released this shit.
Right. Well, there's that. The emails you're talking about. Yeah. It's a Democratic hoax because anything that he gets wrapped up in, it's basically you can look at if he says the Democrats are doing it, it's because he's doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and Republicans have been doing that, following Trump's playbook for a while now.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of always have, in a sense, just very differently. But if my rule of thumb is if Trump says that it's not real, it's real. If he says the Democrats are doing it, it's because he's doing it.
Yeah.
It's opposite day with Trump, unfortunately. What do you think of this? I haven't looked into it because it's just like the last 2 days. But the shit with Trump and Clinton, have you heard about it?
It's all bullshit.
Is it? Because I mean, I don't see how it would have happened.
No, you're talking about the
intimacy.
The intimacy between the two.
Yeah.
So it's
oral intimacy. To be clear.
To be clear. So no, it's not. From what I see, that part of the where was it an email part of the email?
I don't know.
Part
I haven't really looked into it because I just on a surface level, I don't understand why Trump would have done it.
No.
It's not like he was trying to get into the good graces of anybody. It's not like he was joining some fucking secret society.
From everything I've read on it, and I haven't actually looked that far into it, but just glossing over it, reading over it, it sounds like that part was added into
as just maybe a jab or
okay. So it's not.
There's a funny jab rather than an oral jab.
Yeah, no oral jab there.
Oral jab, yeah.
There's some kind of oral jab.
I saw.
But there's been lots of jokes I've seen about the.
Yeah, the one I liked the best. It was a cartoon, and it was I don't know what kind. I remember what kind of animal it was, but it was 3 paths, and it was one side was Donald Trump, one side was Hillary Clinton, and then the middle was anyone who's ever given Bill Clinton head.
Oh yeah.
And it was, but both those paths also led into the middle.
Yeah.
So it was funny.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, I think there's no there.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking there was either. I just because like I said, without even looking into it, I can't see why he would have done it.
No.
Trump's not cool enough to be gay.
No.
Not even secretly gay. And there would have been no benefit to it.
Yeah.
So
I will say, going back to the Epstein stuff though, for somebody that claims they are not in the Epstein files,
he's trying really hard to keep.
He's trying really fucking hard to keep this stuff
he
sealed.
Called a bunch of people into the Situation Room about it.
Yeah, with the head of the FBI. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna do everything he can to keep this buried, but I don't think he can.
And I think the more, honestly, if I were Trump, I think it would probably be best just to
let it go,
release it all.
Right.
Because I think what's going to be worse is the slow leak of all this shit,
right,
as it keeps coming out.
Do Do you think that everyone's making a big deal about the well, we'll say not the rumored blowjob, just to piss him off enough to get him to release it, or to piss him off enough to make a mistake?
No, because I think it's something that's like so preposterous. It's not. Yeah.
It's funny. He doesn't. I haven't even seen anything from him as a denial of that. He doesn't deny the preposterous, but he denies the things that are very likely true. Just craziness. I don't get it.
Yeah.
So here's my question to you then, because and you've already said what you think the outcome is. Why wouldn't, if it was released and it's found that he legitimately is, caught red-handed doing this, you still don't think he'd be taken out of office?
No.
Because I don't either, but what does that say about us as a society? I mean, the royal family...
That's how tribal we've become.
Well, right, but I mean, even the royal family took away, what's his name's?
Prince Andrew?
Yeah. And let's face it, the royal family, they got a lot of skeletons.
Oh, yeah.
So if they're willing to not back down on something like this, where they would have backed down on nearly anything else...
they've got so many skeletons that they probably... I've long believed that they had a hand in Diana's death, but
I don't know.
I think that's a whole other story. But
it didn't do him any good. It actually hurt the monarchy.
Yeah,
if ever
that never stopped them before. But.
No, but I mean, her being alive was not hurting them as much as her dying did.
Yeah, well, her being pregnant, having a child, I think would have they saw that as.
I don't see how it would have had no claim on the throne.
You never know. You never know the.
I don't know.
But anyway,
to my knowledge, the monarchy was never closer to being abolished than it was during that period of time.
Yeah, but no, I think that we have become so tribal politically in this country that no.
So the one thing that I think most Americans, regardless of party affiliation, can agree on is that the sexual abuse of children is bad. But they would still allow a child sexual abuser to stay in office strictly out of tribalism.
Yes, because they will.
You know what? Then I think the United States is probably.
They will make some kind of excuse, because here's the thing: they will never believe the evidence. They will never believe the evidence against him.
I don't know. I just feel
because they haven't believed any of the fucking evidence against him yet. They haven't believed the convictions against him. Ian?
When I say when it comes to accusations, that's a different story, because even if there's like evidence, it's still hearsay in their minds. They can.
I think the only way that you'd be able to get something,
if it's on video,
and that's never going to get released. Even if that exists, it's never going to get released.
Again, I think if our silly politics is so disposable or so important that our children are disposable, then the great experiment's over and we should just pack it in.
I mean, in certain circles, I would say our children have been disposable for decades.
True, but
Ian, in Vietnam, our children were disposable.
Well, every war.
Every war. But I mean, Vietnam in particular, because of the draft.
Yeah. Well, the draft was during World War II too. But
but that was different though. We were actually in a real war against a real fucking.
Well, multiple enemies.
Yeah.
What do you mean Vietnam wasn't a real war?
It was a real war, but
the communists were coming in.
Yeah, I mean, not really. Okay.
But they attacked us in the Gulf of Tonkin, remember?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Okay, sure. Yeah.
I mean, even though they said that it was a lie, I still believe it.
Okay.
I don't. Fuck that. Korea wasn't much better.
No.
To be honest with you.
No. This country has a long history of bullshit wars.
Yeah, not really a long history. Really just a 60-year history.
Yeah.
Out of the 200 and 75, almost 75 years.
Yeah.
Is it? No, 260
years.
Yeah,
long enough.
So out of that, it's really just 60 years or 70 years, we'll say, of having a history of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just don't see any kind of
consequence.
No, I just can't think of any kind of evidence other than video evidence of an act which would never get released. Anything other than that, enough Republicans will explain away and make excuses for to allow him to stay in power.
Which, like, but that's what I'm saying. When they do that for like financial shit or fraud, things like that, it's still immoral, but it's not. But we're talking about pedophiles.
Oh yeah.
It just seems seems to me like that. That is not a legacy that you should want.
Trump's legacy. Trump will go down. But Trump in particular will go down in history as the president who raped children.
Yes, but would you, if you were a Republican, would you want to be would you want to go down in history as the senator who voted against him suffering any consequences for that or making excuses for that?
Yeah.
You would think that some of these people would have some level of it, if not conscience, at least legacy, intentions of having somewhat of a legacy that's not tainted by that.
But you've got, who Megyn Kelly is, right? Yeah. Did you see the clip of her within the last couple of days? She made she made a video talking about how she didn't think Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile, but he liked barely legal girls. He liked them 15 years old. I'm like, wait a second.
To be fair, in a lot of states, the age of consent is still 16.
I'm like, 15 is still fucking illegal.
Yeah.
You can't have sex with 15-year-olds.
But in many states,
like Megyn Kelly,
the state we live in,
wrong
16 is okay, and I don't think you should be having sex with 16-year-olds.
Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I can't believe you actually went on your platform
and said that,
and had that come out of your fucking mouth. But that's what I'm saying, though. You are going to have enough people go out there and make these fucking excuses to allow him to stay in power.
We just need to have louder voices pointing it out, saying the things that you just said, saying, it's still fucking wrong.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
15 is still a child.
20 is still a fucking child.
Well, 20 is an adult.
Yes, I know.
20 is
an adult, but it's just I can only look at it through my approaching 50-year-old eyes.
Yes,
and
but
once, 20 is a fucking child.
Once you're 18, you're an adult. Like, it's still gross and creepy.
Yeah,
but you're at 18, you're an adult. Okay, I'll give you that.
Right.
But 15 is not.
No, God no.
15 is not. So, okay.
No, yeah, no, we're not. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just
right.
saying from my perspective. From my perspective, even though 18 would be legal, there wouldn't be any wrongdoing in the eyes of the law. It's still wrong.
I know.
It's just
I know.
especially if you're in your 60s.
It's creepy. It's creepy. But still, it's. And that's where it's going to get really interesting. And that's why I said, like, if you're Trump, just fucking release it, man. Just like.
Yeah. Because it's not going to hurt you in the grand scheme.
No. And like Trump said years ago, he could shoot somebody out on the corner of whatever street it was in Manhattan, and he could still get elected.
Well,
and he's not wrong.
He's blowing up fishing boats in Colombia, and killing people that way. No one seems to care about that.
Yeah.
People
that obviously aren't drug smugglers, because I'm going to tell you, like,
those boats are not big enough to be smuggling drugs.
Well, I'm sure I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt on some of them. I'm sure some of them are.
Right.
But here's the thing: not everyone has died. There's been a couple people that have survived being blown out of the water, and they've picked them up and returned them back home. Like, if they were such hardened, terrible criminals
that the military need to blow them up,
that you're returning them back home, like.
Well, here's the funny thing too.
The hell is going on?
Let's say, for the sake of argument, that a handful
and Rand Paul is like the
voice of reason.
The voice of reason on this, also. Like,
let's say, for the sake of argument, that a small percentage of them are smuggling drugs. They're probably still just fishermen who are trying to make a little extra cash to feed their family.
Yeah.
And
it's still
out there
illegal for us to
fishing,
do what we're
but
doing.
Still, oh yeah, I'll take, this little batch of drugs for you while I'm doing.
It's probably more than a little batch of drugs, but
those boats aren't that big.
You can put a lot of drugs on them, though.
Yeah, but they're fishing boats, and they're probably just fishermen who are either getting paid to do it because they need
and the
money,
pictures I've
or
seen,
they're being forced to at the, we're going to kill your family if you don't ship these drugs for us.
And the pictures and the videos I've seen, like they've got like 55-gallon drums on them. I'm like, Ian, they're probably filled with lots of drugs. Okay, I'm gonna like give them the benefit of the doubt.
I'm
like
not
a majority. Hold on. Like more than likely, yes, they are drug smugglers.
Some of them,
but that still does not give you legal right
correct,
to kill them in international water. Like,
right. But even if, and that's the thing. If these
it's
are
still illegal for you to do that.
And this is why I have a problem with even, I'll admit that a small percentage of them are probably drug smugglers, but they're not showing us any evidence of it. Yeah. They're not showing anybody any evidence of why they're targeting these ships or these boats.
Because they're
just there.
They're just there. Yeah.
And that's not a good reason. No. And you're right. It's not legal for us to do that.
No.
But even if all the things they're saying are true, that's the case. It's not legal, but they're not showing us that it's even true.
And that's Ben Rand Paul's points also. Is like, if this is what you are going to do, you need to show us why you're doing this.
Right.
Where is the evidence? Where is the proof that these are, drug runners? Because there is none.
No, and that's my point too. It's like, I'm willing to say that law of averages, out of the 20 boats they've sunk so far, yeah, maybe 4 or 5 of them for sure are drug smugglers. It might be higher, but I'm only willing to go as far as 4 because they're 4 or 5 because they're not showing us any evidence otherwise.
Yeah.
And it's not like this particular administration and government right now has earned any level of
the benefit
trust,
of the doubt. Yeah,
the benefit of the doubt. Correct. Especially when you look at how they treat citizens in this country these days.
No, you make a great. I mean, that's a great point. That's a fair point.
We might find out that they were all drug smugglers.
Yeah.
But it's not the point. They're not showing us that now.
And even if they were all drug smugglers,
it's still illegal the way they're handling it.
It's still illegal.
Exactly. So, the number of American citizens who've been detained by ICE when they said they weren't going to detain any American citizens.
Yep.
People being physically abused by ICE, not to mention the fact that none of them or all of them are wearing fucking masks. I'm sorry, that should be fucking illegal.
There were cops in Chicago that were being shot with smoke grenades and rubber bullets by fucking ICE officers.
Yeah. And that's my point. So this government doesn't elicit a lot of trust.
No.
When it comes to how it handles these matters. So I'm not willing to go above and beyond more than 20% of those boats are drug smugglers.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
It's
prove otherwise.
We love it. We live in very interesting times, Ian.
Yeah, I'm tired of it. I'm done. Because if you think about it, you and I, our generation, has lived through a lot of craziness. Maybe not as much as other generations, but we were a generation that saw the Challenger explode, which, by the way, is coming up on its 40th anniversary.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We saw that on live television. Then we had 9/11. Well, then we had the Gulf War, which was broadcast live on television.
Which we were all lied to about that also.
Right.
That's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole other topic. But it was the first war that was on 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
That was 1991, I think.
Yeah.
And it was, because we had CNN, it was 24 hours a day, nonstop. We could see everything. Then we get the first World Trade Center bombing. That was new. Then we start getting school shootings. That was new. Then we get 9/11, the Iraq War, Afghan War, and then Trump.
Financial crises. You forgot about all that.
Yeah, I mean, our lives started in a
tech bubble bursts in
we were born at the latter part of the 70s. The 80s was all a fucking crisis because of the Republicans and their tax trickle down economics.
Yeah. Speaking of that real quick, can I interrupt you for 1 second? So I went to Sean's, he had parent teacher conferences this past week.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's a sophomore in high school, and we went to, he's in his he's got his government class, and so we were sitting there talking to him, and he's doing really good in his government class or whatever.
Right.
And the teacher made a comment about Sean was he does something to mess with the teacher almost every day, and the day before that day, Sean threw a piece of paper at him. And,
at the teacher?
At the teacher, just messing around, threw a piece of paper on his desk. And the teacher opened up the piece of paper, and it said, Reagan sucks. And apparently the teacher is a huge Reagan fan, has this huge cutout of Ronald Reagan in the classroom. And my first thought was, fuck yeah, Sean.
Right. Yeah, that's not that's not the type
hell
of
yeah.
Because
When the teacher said that, I kind of chuckled. When we got in the car, I told Sean, I said, hell yeah, he sucks.
Yeah. Actually, you can lead or trace a lot of the problems that we're having today right back to Reagan.
And Sean and I have had those conversations.
He was the second worst president we've ever had. I don't care what anyone fucking says.
I don't know ever. I would say he's the second worst president that we've had in the last. I wouldn't say. That's tough. I would say he's one of the worst presidents we've had in the last 60 years. It might be a tie with him, Nixon, and Trump are the three-headed beast.
Yeah. Well, we need 4 more heads to get the revelations going. So I think it's a 7-headed beast, if memory serves. But yeah, our whole life has been that. Has been one weird, unique disaster or event after another. And I'm just done, man.
Yeah.
I don't want it no more. Granted, our parents are still alive. They've dealt with their shit. They had Vietnam, but
every generation has it.
Yeah, but I'm fucking over it, man. Because it's never been as bad as it is right now. We've never had a president put troops in the streets.
Yeah.
We've had presidents send troops to colleges.
Yeah.
But only once or twice. I guess we did have troops in the street with the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
But again, the overall consensus of our racist nation was that was okay because it was, But I just feel like we're standing on a precipice right now, and I don't like the idea of us going over that precipice, even though I think we might. But I'm not even sure we're going to step back far enough from it if we don't. We're still going to be hovering around that for the duration of my life, and I don't know. I'm just done, man.
I don't know. That's why I think 2026 is going to be interesting. 2026 and 2028, those 2 elections are going to be really big.
Yeah.
And I think depending on what happens in midterms, I think we'll have a big impact on what happens in 2028.
It will.
And I think what happens in 2028, I think will, not to sound too doomy and gloomy, I think will determine the fate of the United States.
Yeah. Now, because this is my concern, because we're dealing with people who are they're no longer playing dirty by the rules.
Yeah.
After what we said about Reagan, at least he played by the rules most of the time. Iran-Contra
aside.
Right. No, I'm not saying he did tons of stuff wrong, but he did it behind the scenes. He did it all and there was always a goal that didn't necessarily mean the complete destruction of democracy in our way of life. Yeah. I don't have the faith that the people in power right now, especially after these, off-year elections that basically were turnout bigger than presidential elections, and there was one thing on the ballot.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And it went very badly for Trump. I don't have the faith that he isn't already trying to plan ways to either circumvent the results of the elections in 26, or prevent the election from even happening. At least maybe not necessarily 26, but by 28.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. That's.
I just don't have the faith that won't be an issue.
Yeah. I don't think his party will allow that to happen.
But it would be putting them in power for eternity.
I think that's kind of the one thing they've seen with the Epstein stuff over the last week, that he doesn't have the power over his party that I think he used to.
I think, but only when it comes to that one line.
Yeah.
Everything else, they're Marjorie Taylor Greene is backing him on every fucking. Well, she's been a little rough on the tariff. But everybody else, Lauren Boebert, they're all 100% behind him. The one sticking point is the children thing.
But what I'm saying though is, like, prior to 2 months ago or a month ago, there was none of those points.
Right.
There was none of those points.
Yeah.
Him trying to, like, subvert an election, like, with, like, the military and not having an election, I don't think his party would stand behind him for that. I don't think the military. And I don't think the military would stand behind him either.
What are the legal grounds for him to declare martial law?
Yeah,
and that's all it would take.
Yeah.
And if he creates enough chaos in the streets by sending troops, it wouldn't be hard for something to happen for him to say, "Oh, there it is."
And I think they'll give J.D. Vance the perfect opportunity to have Trump removed from office. And I think there's a lot of people with financial backing that, because of Trump's advanced age and reduced mental capacities, I think would take advantage of that situation and would love to install J.D. Vance into the presidency.
Perhaps.
So that's why I said I think if that were to happen, I don't think it would actually happen, because I think people would stop Trump
before
it got to that far and say, look, like, if you do this or if you try to do this,
right,
like, we'll remove you from office.
Yeah. I just, I've always thought that it was always a possibility, but, because you never know. You never know what.
I mean, is it a possibility? Yes, but I don't think it's.
But it's the first time, though. It's the first president that we've had. It's the first administration, anyway, that we've had that I'm like, I don't know.
Because he is so unpredictable.
And the party's gone so far to the right to allow certain levels of authoritarianism.
I wouldn't even say right. I mean, it's gone to.
It's a fascist government.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. It's a fascist party. For all intents and purposes, it is a fascist party. At the very least, an authoritarian party. But like I said, I've never felt like it was so much a possibility that could happen as I do now.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I just think that if Trump was 20 years younger, maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
But again,
maybe because he would still have a future, but they know at his age, like,
yeah, I think he'll live through his presidency. I do. I don't see him living much longer than that, but
yeah,
I could see him being alive another 10 years.
Yeah,
just because he can afford the good doctors to keep him.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. I guess we kind of run a little long. I guess we kind of wrap it up.
Yeah,
there,
I mean,
but
as cheerful as our conversation has been this last hour or so, I mean, I'm sure people don't want it to end. But,
if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you drop us a comment down below and all that fun YouTube-y kind of stuff. And
because our this episode has been so cheerful, we're not sponsored by, but you might want to check out some of this like therapies that are out there.
Some good antidepressants.
Yeah, you just especially if you're going to watch this episode, because I got depressed even just talking.
Come on. This is the kind of stuff I actually do. We haven't talked about this stuff in a while, so
back in the day, this is all we talked about.
I know. That's probably why we didn't talk about it for so damn long.
Right. Well, back then there was like, it was normal politics that we discussed.
Yeah.
Policies and ideas. Now it's just, will the president cancel elections?
Yeah. Will he round up all of us and put us all in internment camps?
Well, I mean, he already declared that liberals are terrorists. Yeah. So, I mean, you and I qualify.
We are, but we
support trans rights and LGBTQ rights.
Yeah.
You know, we are anti-fascist, which is what Antifa is. So, you know, I guess we're terrorists, Nick.
Yeah, pretty much. But
I don't even own a gun, but we're terrorists. No. Debated.
I own several, but
I've debated.
Yeah. But I don't know. Any questions or comments? I guess you can't really email. Well, do we have an email address? I don't even know if we do. I don't know.
Just message in the YouTube comments. We'll look
drop
at
comments because we're not on the podcast is not on social media or anything like that. I mean, we used to. I used to have accounts for Life in General back in the day, but not since we've kind of half-assed rebooted it. So
I mean, they're probably still in existence. They just don't. You know,
I mean, I guess there is. I don't even remember what the email address is, but I don't know. Drop us a comment down below and all that fun stuff. But until next time,
talk to y'all later.
Peace.